It starts with from Joe Henricks. We'll kick things off. President of the Americas. Mark Fields, our President and CEO. Bill Ford, our Executive Chairman. And then Raj Nair, our Chief Technical Officer and Head of Global Product Development.
Selling brand again in America for the 5th straight year. That's made possible through innovations in our products and how we build them, of course, and how we connect with consumers. Let's take a look at manufacturing, certainly my own home ground. As you all know, we had a record 16 launches here in North America, a banner year for our plants and our product development teams. As you know, the changeover of our body shop at the Dearborn truck plant was the fastest ever. 4 short weeks, more than 1,500 Ford and contract workers removed the legacy equipment from the manufacturing plant and replaced it with state-of-the-art equipment to build the all-new F-150. Never get enough of this video. That's a record for Ford and a record for the industry. And we'll make history this month when Dearborn truck plant becomes the first plant in the world to produce 60 aluminum-intensive vehicles per hour. We've not forgotten our commitment to sustainable manufacturing. This is Dearborn Truck's 10th anniversary as a sustainable plant. The living roof, the seating layer you see in the picture, is still thriving, even though it's a little cold. And more than 20 million pounds of cardboard, paper, plastic, and wood have been recycled in the opening 10 years. And oh yeah, we built 2.6 million F-150s too during that time period. 1.0-liter EcoBoost in the Fiesta, the all-new 2.3-liter EcoBoost in the all-new Mustang and the Lincoln MKC, and the all-new 2.7-liter EcoBoost engine in the all-new F-150. As you know, the F-150 delivers best-in-class towing and payload capability. 3.5-liter TIVCT V6 in the new F-150. Flat plane crank V8 for the Shelby GT350. Our most powerful, naturally aspirated Ford production engine ever this year. Space in the near future.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Sets us up not only for growth in 2015, but I think this sets us up for growth beyond 2015. And to put that growth into perspective, if you look at the next 5 years, so between now and the end of the decade, there's going to be $1 trillion of revenue growth in the automotive business. And we're going to be introducing our Edge, our Explorer, and of course our Everest. In small cars, we've been growing in small cars, and we're going to be able to take advantage of a full year of sales of our Ka, which was launched down in Brazil, which just won Autosports a Car of the Year, which is a very prestigious award. We're really pleased and honored to be able to win that. We're going to be launching our Escort in China in the C segment, and to put that into perspective, the C segment in China is larger than the UK and the German market combined. So we think we have a really compelling product there to complement our Focus, and as you know, we're going to be launching an all-new Focus in 2015 around the world. And if you think about the luxury segment, it's growing faster than the mass market. And oh, by the way, it represents about 1/3 of the industry profitability. And when you think about our performance and where that growth is going in the industry, particularly in the US and in China. In the US, for example, our MKC, it's attracting more female buyers, a younger buyer, and that's contributed to a 15% growth in Lincoln, which is double the growth of the luxury business in the second week of November. And when we tallied up the sales results for November around the world for Lincoln, 2 of our Lincoln dealers in China cracked the top 10 in terms of total Lincoln sales. So we're off to a very fast start here, and delivered through our 2 brands, Ford and Lincoln, and innovation in every part of our business. And I have to tell you, I'm excited about every element of our plan, but if I'm most excited about innovation. And how serious are we about innovation? Well, I'd say we're serious with a capital S. And what do we mean by innovation? Well, for us, innovation is fresh thinking that creates value. filed for, the number of patents issued, and the amount of royalties that we are earning based on our intellectual property, which Raj will get a chance to talk to you about. We're going to have the opportunity to go to the Consumer Electronics Show and further our vision around mobility, but also talk about some very exciting projects that we're working on. We have the North American International Auto Show, which of course is coming up in January, and we're going to have a lot of product news, and we're going to have a lot of innovation news. Autonomy, connectivity, the customer experience, and performance. So if you think about mobility, I mean, that's what we've been doing since Henry Ford started the company way back when. And it was all about opening the highways to all mankind, and we're going to continue to do that going forward, both in the physical world and the digital world. Our vision for connectivity, well, it's all about helping people stay connected. These days, everybody wants to be connected, and it's not just millennials, it's not just young people, it's all of us. And we're going to help enable that with our next generation sync system. And then with that, with AppLink, you'll be able to put all your apps that you love, whether it's Spotify, to keeping up with friends on Glimpse, to every other name known to man in the Apple Store, the Android Store. Autonomy. You know, today we have the broadest portfolio, the broadest offering of driver-assisted features. And we're going to build on that. Those provide the building blocks for full autonomy down the road. And our approach with that is to make it available for all, and not just for a chosen few. Customer experience. Our vision for the customer experience is every time somebody touches Ford Motor Company, the product, the company, our dealers, whatever, a smile comes on their face. So we want to make it as easy for the customer to interact with our company and with our dealers. We want to make it, the word frictionless. We want to make it really easy. So we're rethinking traditional ideas in this area. And as we do that, because data is so important, and the customer sharing, in many cases, data is so important, we want to be known as the trusted steward for the customer's data, because it's really, really important to them. And then performance. Well, of course, our company was based on performance. The winnings that Henry Ford won from that race way back in 1901, he used those funds to start Ford. And as you'll hear from Raj, we are transforming our approach to performance. And what you should expect from us is that we will continue to bring to market those products that people really crave around performance. So today, one of the things that we're announcing is that we're announcing a new Focus RS will be coming to the market, and it's going to be coming globally. So as I kind of reflect back on all these things, this is why I'm convinced this could be a transformative and breakout year for us.
Well, thanks, Mark. I love this discussion because this is something that I've been thinking about really my whole career. Some of you may remember that on environmental issues, this is something I saw coming at us a long time ago and felt like a lonely voice within the company. And there weren't a lot of people that really understood the fact that this was something we had to address. And a few years ago, I gave a TED talk in Los Angeles about the notion that I coined a phrase, global gridlock, which is basically the fact that mathematics was going to overwhelm us. Too many people moving into urban areas, and ultimately with the inability to move freely around those urban areas, and all of you already see that in places around the world. At a minimum, that was going to become a giant distraction, but if you take it to its extreme, it really became a human rights issue if you couldn't deliver health care and food around urban areas. So it was a big, big issue that, you know, I think our industry wasn't really prepared to deal with. But I love the fact that our company responded immediately. And we, in 2012, issued our Blueprint for Mobility, which really laid out how we were going to address this issue in a thoughtful way. And obviously the time frames move around because technology is changing so fast, and since 2012 it feels like a lifetime already. But we went to work on it and really decided that mobility was an area that we had to focus on. Technology incubator in our hometown, in the Motor City, that really will help us solve this big issue of mobility as we go forward. And so, to me, this is a very, very cool moment. We are announcing Techstars Mobility driven by Detroit, which, there's been already, the news is out, but you all know it's an incubator that focuses on developing mobility solutions. And Ford, Verizon Telematics, and Magna are all together in this initiative. So with us today here are Swami Kotajiri from the CTO of Magna, and Tom Taylor, General Manager of Data Analytics at Verizon. And I'd just like to thank you both for joining us, because together we're committing $2 million of incubator funding, plus the full support of our companies to provide mentors to the startups who will participate. And I have volunteered to be one of the first mentors from Ford. I can't wait to work with Techstars and these young companies.
Team RS and Ford Racing under one organization. And this is going to increase our engineering capabilities and successes, both within our production vehicles as well as within racing. And it's going to continue to nurture that already powerful relationship with enthusiast customers that serve as our innovation test bed. This organization will be led by Dave Parasat, who was the chief engineer of the all-new Mustang. And he's now been appointed Director of Global Ford Performance, responsible for emerging Ford Racing, all of our performance vehicle nameplates, including the Fiesta ST, the Focus ST, the F-150 Raptor, the GT350, the Focus RS, incorporating performance vehicle parts into this business as well as merchandising and licensing. Most importantly, we're going to further build this agile, skunkworks-like spirit that's going to be critical to innovation flowing through veins of the entire organization. So Ford Performance will bring motorsport and performance car engineering into the same stable, helping create unique performance experiences for our customers, and appealing to those discerning enthusiasts who really love the emotional, positive experience of driving and relish the opportunity to take that to the full level of their capability. Ford Performance vehicles are going to cover everything from our accessible and more practical performance vehicles, like the Fiesta and the Focus ST, all the way up to our high-performance vehicles, such as the Shelby GT350 and the F-150 Raptor. These high-performance draw vehicles really draw customers that are younger and better educated than the average driver. Mean income for these vehicles is $165,000. That's $58,000 higher than industry average. 75% of these customers own 3 or more vehicles. And they reserve their performance vehicle for that special drive time, usually not for the daily commute. So the Ford Performance team is going to continue to innovate through every part of our product portfolio, and to do that globally. Global markets for the very first time. And it's just one example of how Ford Performance will leverage the best innovations Ford has to offer. And the RS is one of those. The RS has a significant heritage and pedigree. The first RS badge Ford vehicle actually appeared in Europe in 1968. The last RS we did, the Focus RS, was introduced in 2009. And the new Focus RS will therefore be a significant event. Because to earn that RS badge, it has to be a no-compromise driver's car that delivers exceptional performance on the track while providing excellent everyday driving. So it's a great example of what we're all about, innovating in performance, bringing more performance products and parts to more customers around the world even sooner.